And of course, the live stream's being weird. What's up, everybody? Clint Esposito here with the Clint Esposito Show. We are talking about 2023 Summer X Games, FMX, of course. And I'm here with my friend, the other expert on the other side of the world in FMX, Steve Sommerfeld.
Yo, let's go for this for the second time around
Who's
today.
don't
Thank you
tell
very
them
much for
that.
having me.
They
Oh
don't
no,
know.
that's right, because we delete our mistakes. I forgot.
That's right.
No.
So we just
Uh
did it, and there was no audio. So thank God John Matthews didn't show up and to the YouTube and then be like, "What the hell are you amateurs doing here?"
yeah, but he already knows we're amateurs.
That's
He
true.
would just be saying, "What are you doing here?"
He would be texting or messaging us, being like, "There's no sound. Fix it."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The Facebook group would be going crazy
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
And we wouldn't have seen it because we'd be sitting here talking to each other anyway. So then he'd have to be in the YouTube chat. So if anybody ever does jump on here, jump into the YouTube chat.
Yeah,
That's what you should do. Like if with this live, if we actually kind of come up with some plan in the future that we actually schedule something, then maybe
Like
when
if
I've got a real studio
with this
and
law,
whoa, whoa, I'm even listening to myself. Hang
sorry.
on.
I tried to make sure we were on
Like, how
uh
did that happen? How
on
did I hear myself?
Facebook, and then all of a sudden it fucking played us. So
Yeah, no. So if we ever do schedule this properly, let's I don't know, maybe try and bring in the chat thing like what we do at Night of the Jumps. It's
yeah.
fucking awesome. Anyway, that's Night
I'm
of the Jumps.
sure that if we actually gave people forewarning, we could get a couple of people in here.
Man, the forewarning that we have between each other is like 5 minutes.
That's true. We've been talking about it, and I'm like, it was gonna be yesterday, and then I realized yesterday was screwed with trying to get everything out of the fair down there, and I'm like,
Yeah, it ain't happening.
yeah. So we decided. I messaged Steve this morning, probably literally 20 minutes before we hopped on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a coffee and I'm gonna get set up. And then I was like, yeah, I may do the same. And here we are. So anyway, we're here to talk about X Games
Ec-
2023 with only three events in motocross. And actually, I don't know if you've realized there's only three sports at X Games this year:
Um,
BMX, skate, and moto. That's
and
it.
I never thought of that, but now that you say that, considering back in the day they had fucking street luge and uh
Isn't it funny that when you're trying to think of dumb shit, Street Luge is the first one that you think
bro,
of?
because that, like, did X Games invent that? Where did it even come from? And where
I
did
don't
it
know.
go? It's like
I
it's
Cotton Eye
like
Joe. I don't know.
bro, but they think about this. Literally that sport had to have been made like the year before it got into X Games or something, cuz nobody ever heard of it.
No.
All of a sudden it was in X Games, and then afterwards there was just no. It was just went away. That guy, what
What
was his
what
name?
came before? What came before Street Luge? It would have been Billy Carts, where you just go down like some little go-kart thing down a hill, and
Yeah, like a what
a
is it?
long skateboard,
Yeah.
maybe. And so
Well,
they
they did
decided we're
have
going to lay
long
down.
skateboarding too. Remember, on the
Yeah.
same course.
Yep. So then they decided to lay down, go. I don't. Okay, tell me this. When did Cool Runnings come out?
I don't know.
Did they go, you
90s.
know what? That's a great idea. Let's put it in X Games.
Yeah, they're like, how do we actually get African people to try and do this? Well, we can make it warm.
Eins, zwei, drei. And then they go.
Yeah, because they're like, listen, only white people like the cold. We're
I don't.
we're screwed.
Fuck.
They're like, we need more. We need this to be more inclusive. Okay, it needs to not be
Oh,
cold.
yeah, that's exactly what X Games was thinking in 1995 was inclusivity.
That's true. That was prior to that. So
Yeah.
my whole theory's gone. Um, Yeah, so okay.
Wasn't that a deviation?
Cool runnings and fucking street luge. Remember that guy Rat Saul or whatever his name was? Like that guy's probably just back to living in his van by the beach somewhere.
Who's that?
The guy the
The original Street
the
Loser?
biggest guy. I think that was his name, Rat something or other. He
Rat
was
Saul.
famous from street luging. And then street
Fuck, he must
luging
have
went
he
away.
must have just been famous there because I didn't know his name.
Let's look it up. Famous street luger. O
So
U G-E-R? Luger? How the fuck do you spell that?
Luge. Street Luge Rat something. There's a guy called Biker
There
Sherlock.
you go. That's who I was thinking of. Biker Sherlock.
That's a fucking cool name.
I
Biker Sherlock.
don't see.
I'm pretty stoked on that name.
But he did ride a skateboard thing, so it's weird his name is Biker, but that's fine. Now I'm like, the
Exactly.
Biker's a cool first name, right? Biker Esposito if I have a kid.
Oh,
And
nice.
then he
I mean
doesn't
that
like
that
to
sounds
ride.
like your white trash is showing very well there.
What the fuck? I'm trying to think of the guy with the action pants, Chuck Norris. Should we name him Biker Chuck Norris Esposito?
Yeah, that would be. Now your white trash is showing. Like,
That's the ultimate white trash name. How has nobody named their kid Biker Chuck Norris yet?
oh, I'm sure there would be. I'm sure there's got to be someone out there. As soon as I say dumb stuff like that, like that's what Rach tells me. She's like, "Hey, your white trash is showing." I'm like, "Oh, reel it in, reel it
Yeah,
in."
well, you shouldn't she be calling it your damn it, I forgot the fucking Australian word for white trash again.
Bogan.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, my bogan's showing.
There-
But over here, nobody knows what a bogan is, so she has to
Ah.
Americanize everything, so everyone knows what we're even talking about. So we can't say thongs over here. We have to call them flip flops. So
Yeah,
it's
thong is what you put in your butt crack.
it's a hard way to walk with one of them.
Just like the thong song. All right, best.
That's it.
So we got Friday. I think it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Is best
So
trick.
they've been smart about this, and that has not always been the case. Best trick is the first event, not the well.
Is that
You're
smart
either
or is that unsmart? Because if you have people get
well.
hurt, how many of these people are riding more than one event?
I don't think there's that many that are doing the others. So best. So what have we got? We've got best trick. We've got quarter pipe highest air and best whip. So I guess a lot of the
Sure.
quarter pipe guys wouldn't be doing best trick and probably vice versa. Best whip's probably a mixture of both.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's go best trick. Where's FMX best trick? All moto athletes? No. Men's BMX best trick. They have BMX best trick.
Yeah, so they've got BMX. This is kind of the crazy thing.
Here
There's
we go. Moto X best trick.
there's so much in BMX and there's so much in skate. Men's, women's, vert, dirt, whatever. Um, and then it's three moto. So I was talking to Squibby about this yesterday, actually. That one of the biggest sports in the world in action sports right now is scooters. As much as we like to hang shit on them, that's a huge fan base that they haven't included. What's another huge one? Mountain bikes, not included.
Yeah.
So I was just really quite surprised that it's basically a BMX and skate comp with a little moto on the side just for I don't know why. Like when I see it, I kind of am a little bit surprised that even moto's got a look in.
Yeah. Dave, because let's see. It's Dave Mira's BMX Park Best Trick. Men's
Yeah.
BMX Dirt. Well, that's good. I'm glad they brought dirt back. Men's BMX Dirt Best Trick. Men's BMX Park, Men's BMX Street, Monster Energy Men's BMX Mega Park. The amount of parks that they had to build for this.
Oh yeah. Like
Street,
whoever owns the plywood company around the Ventura County Fairgrounds, he's got a good weekend.
yeah. So I guess, probably some of it is that skate and so they do men's skateboard mega park. So I think that's what the thing is. All these things that they build for BMX can also be used for skateboarding.
Of course.
Why they don't still have fruit booting in there? Why don't they just bring fucking
Yeah. Yeah. Throw the fruit booters in, throw the scooters in. Like,
same courses?
God damn it, you could throw in some goddamn pit bikes in the middle of that. Like on Sunday, no one's gonna care when a pit bike, like when the foot pegs
It's
fucking
true.
put a hole in something. Send pit bikes out there. Like, what's that kid? Banksy. Send Banksy out on a pit bike and
Well, now
Dusty
even that you're
Weigel.
saying this, what like I realize there's only two, three of them, but Josh Hill, Colby Raha,
Yeah.
like those dudes go and ride skate parks. Like, how cool
Yep.
of a contest would it be to be like, let's see what these couple of guys can do in the skate park with their moto bikes?
Yeah. Whoa! I'm gonna throw this one out there. If I was planning to do something dumb, I would be channeling my inner Travis Pastrana San Francisco thing. And if there's something close enough to the water, I don't know, maybe it's a BMX jump or something. I'd be getting on there and I'd be bouncing around on my moto on Sunday when everything's done. Then just jump off into the water. Like,
I think
go
this is
send
a
it.
beach, so like there's still
Probably a long way from the. You
sand.
might be
Yeah,
right.
towards deep.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the fact that there's sand. Yeah.
Yeah, they could
Damn
just
it!
splash in those
In a
shallow
little bit.
water.
No, but well, originally my idea was on Sunday, just somebody gets on a moto and tears up the BMX area would be sick.
Yeah, but I mean
That's
that's
where I was going, and then I
yeah.
got a bit too carried away.
Well, so they take stuff from the internet all the time and then make it an event. So why not just be like,
Yeah,
we're gonna have an end of the event, moto bikes on the mega course or whatever.
destroy the place.
Okay, so best trick athletes we have. We'll do like we did before. Do all the Australians first. Rob Adelberg, J.O. Archer, Harry Bink, Benny Richards, Josh Sheehan, Jackson Strong. Those are all the Australians. That's 6 out of 8 listed here. The other two riders are Luke Ackerman
One from Europe
and David Ronaldo.
and from Temecula, California, US of A, David Ronaldo.
So we've basically, our joke is that on night of the jumps, David always just rides for, sorry, David. No, now he's American. Now he always rides for Team Germany or the world team. So basically,
Wherever.
since there's no American riders, we have adopted Dave Ronaldo as an American
Davey,
in this show.
Davey
Ronaldo.
R. Davey R.
No, why? You're Australian it up again.
Oh,
Dave
well,
Ronaldo. You got to say it like that.
yeah. Well, at least you've got some representation.
We just adopted you. Sorry, Dave.
Oh. So no Adam Jones,
No Adam Jones.
no Colby the kid who jumps everything in the
Colby
dirt.
Gort.
Gort. Colby
Or
Gort.
Banks.
No Banksy.
So that's it. Those are really the only people we have that could do a fucking best trick.
All right, here's another one. We will find this out in the next 2 pages when we go through the names, but what about someone like Axel Hodges in Best Trick?
Yeah, but what is
To
he gonna?
do
Oh, I
fucking
see where you're
backflip
going.
landing, standing on his seat, wheeling out
Okay.
is ridiculous.
I'm with you, but that's an interesting question, right? Like, why couldn't best trick go to something like that, where it's
If
not just
anybody
in
else
the
did
air?
it, you would say that is fucking crazy.
You
and
know, but
probably
I
give him a medal. But because it's Axel, like, yeah, that's an Axel
but
thing.
but I think that the most thing, not even that it's just Axel, because we just had this conversation the other day, me and Austin, where like that racer Mike Sleater was on
Mm,
Gypsy Tales, and he's like, "Oh, this fucking kid's a B rider, blah blah blah," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what class he raced when
yeah,
he was a little kid. The fucking dude flips 100 and something foot and lands manual standing on his fucking seat. I don't give a fuck. The guy,
yeah,
what did he do? He did a 100-foot Superman to nose wheelie down the landing, dude. Who the
yeah,
fuck cares if he won Loretta's or not? No, I don't
yeah,
care. Like,
yeah. Fucking none of us have fucked. Well, I've never raced a day in my life.
I never made
Um,
it to Loretta's. I never even made it. So like,
yeah. Who gives a
it's
fuck?
like he veered off of that path. You
Yeah,
want to be like when he was 13, he was whatever, but he veered off of that path and got a pretty gnarly path and
fuck
is
yeah,
like a very super talented rider. So like you can hate all you want, but I mean that's all it is you're just finding
yeah,
something to hate on the fucking kid for
yeah.
whatever reason. But I totally agree with you now bringing that up. I mean, where do we put? I mean, again, innovation. Nobody's doing it. Two, nobody can do it. Like since he's
No,
done it, nobody's tried it.
nobody would be dumb enough to try it.
So
And I don't think I've even seen really any other riders that have the skill to do it.
nobody's even attempted.
Yeah. I mean, there would be, okay, everyone has the skill to do it. I'll take that one back because if you fucking work on it, you're going to get
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But it is like, I don't even think I did a no hand lander on a flip. I think
No.
I did
Nobody
one
has.
hand.
Who? Oh no. I
Oh,
was
wait,
thinking
I
of the
think
sterilizer. Sorry. I was thinking
no, 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 no.
of.
But like even then, like no hand. I think if I do remember correctly, I went one handed and I bitched out at the last second and I grabbed my right hand. That's
Sounds reasonable.
nothing compared to fucking coming out of a flip and then just at the
Jumping
last
to your seat.
microsecond, it coming off your seat and standing on it. Like and wheeling out. And like it actually is, if you think about it, that is a best trick. Like it is
100%.
it's fucking stupid.
100%. I'm totally with you. Even the Superman to nose wheelie.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
still distributing or like exhibiting
Yeah.
bike skill and control that how many people have. You know what I mean? I think that you bring up a good point because we have best trick in the air and
Yeah.
we don't think of any of this other stuff. I think maybe that's some of the issue like is that none of this other stuff has meant shit, right? Like
Yeah.
um Potter up the ramp, nose wheelie, fakey back,
Yeah.
spin out, but there's
He
never
was
been a
like
class. He
no, he
still
was
is the
like
most impressive fucking
yeah.
dirt bike. Just to ride a dirt bike around, and just as far as control and whatever, I have never seen anybody ride an FMX bike the way that fucking Potter does or
Yeah,
did, whatever.
he was like the oh man, he was like the Wyndham.
Yeah,
You know, like he at the start of an X Fighters event, like here's Todd Potter like doing his
yeah, just
he
for
was doing
him.
his thing. Like he had like 2 to 3, 4 minutes of his own thing because nobody else was going to do it. So he just played it and hammed it up for the
Yeah,
crowd. And then they're like, all right, let's get the show on the road.
yeah.
Like,
We were at I rode a Dew Tour qualifier, and I'm not even sure he was geared up, but he got on his bike and rode around the course, dude, and was just like endoing all this shit and nose wheeling stuff and fucking fakey, and I'm like, what the fuck with this guy?
yeah,
Like he rides that thing like a bicycle. Like I realize he
yeah,
rode bicycles and that usually translates over good, but I've never seen
yeah,
anybody translate over to the kind of control that he had. It was
yeah.
ridiculous.
Until someone like Axel.
True, but he's still not doing the things that Todd did.
That's true. That's true.
And like, could I think Todd as a young kid, he would have done all the stuff that Axel's doing now. But then
That's
he
what I was
just
about
got
to
older
say.
and he got smart, and then he was just like,
Mm.
I fucking don't want to do any of this. I have machines or whatever. But
Yeah, that's it. I'm digging holes.
yeah. But if he was a kid and Axel was doing that, he would have for sure just been like, "This is what we do."
Yeah. So that's cool. I didn't think of that until the words were coming out of my mouth, and I think that's actually a very good point. And in a way, like I had that chat with Taka Higashino 6 months ago. I only put the podcast out like last week. But he was talking about like why are we not having an upright comp or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, Axel would kill that by just doing a Superman to nose wheelie.
Yeah.
So you get to see new innovations
With
and maybe
old stuff
appreciate them
though,
more.
think about that though, because you're like, oh, it's just a Superman. But that's not really even the point.
That's not the point. Exactly. The point is not Superman. The point is doing other cool shit.
But I think that's the disconnect between what we're saying and actual X Games and where it's at.
Yeah.
Like how far then? And the problem is there's really nobody else to compete with him because Todd's retired. But it's like how far are we from flatland
Mm.
contests?
Then you'd be bringing in trials riders. Jack Field. Fuck, you'd have Jack
Fucking
Field from
kill it, dude.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
And the only other person when we were having this conversation, the only other person that I ever knew that had that type of bike control, Jeff Aaron.
Oh,
And he was on tour with us for years, and we used
yeah.
to try to stump him all the time. We'd be like, do this spin around, back wheel, front wheel, blah blah blah, and he'd be like, easy, and he'd do it,
Yeah.
and we'd be like, son of a bitch, all right, do
Bastard.
this, and he'd like ride up the landing and then nose wheelie backwards down it, and I'm like, god damn it,
Yeah,
you do
that
everything.
stuff is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Mate, actually, I think there's a Euro dude as well, Adrian Gugamos or something like that. He's like a Red Bull dude, and he does some cool stuff like that as well. I mean, yeah, Billy Bolt. Fuck, throw Billy Bolt's name in there.
yeah, G-Force Jarvis, bro,
G-Force Jarvis.
he's a
Yeah, so now we're
fucking
bringing in
monster.
hard enduro dudes who are absolute beasts.
Beasts. You've made a whole nother discipline here now. Because you
That's
don't
what I
think
do.
G-Force could
Um,
fucking jump? If he can
yeah,
ride like that, I'm sure that he could do whatever.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
That
Job done.
dude's a fucking monster. I watch his videos and I'm just like, what the fuck? How
Send
did he?
him into the skate park on the Sunday.
Bro, he's gonna destroy that place.
There you go. Job done. We've just created like 3 or 4 new disciplines.
Yeah, you guys had fucking street luge, all right? We can have flatland FMX, okay?
Yeah, done. Awesome.
All right,
How
let's
did we
get.
get there? How did we get to that topic?
Because we
Have we even?
started talking about at how badass Axel's like
Oh
Axel's just
yeah,
doing straight flip,
yeah,
and you're like, straight flip, not a good best trick.
yeah.
Then he stands on his fucking seat and manuals out, and you go, okay, all of a sudden best trick.
All of a sudden, maybe he could get a podium. I
We
don't know.
need to have Chuck on and be like, Chuck,
What? Yeah.
how do you rank this versus this?
No, 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 no. Then he's gonna say something that he can't take back when he's in the judge's booth. Because it maybe at the time he's like, nah, that's dumb. And then when he sees it and thinks about it and he's had time to process, be like, fuck, that's awesome. I'm gonna give him the win.
I
And then
bet
we all jump up and down and go, oh, he said it was shit, and then he won. And yeah.
no. I think he's pretty smart. I think he would be like, I think you like trigger some thoughts with him for sure because I bet you just nobody at X Games has even thought of that.
No,
I
I
bet you
hadn't.
nobody's even. I never did until you said it. And as soon as you started, I
I
remember,
didn't even think of it because the words were coming out of my
yeah,
mouth and I was processing as I was saying it. I'm like, hang on, this is this something?
yeah,
I
I
hadn't thought
totally
of it.
agree because
I hadn't
you.
thought of it.
Here's the other thing that I think would help is that Motocross best trick right now is so gnarly that the normal person can't relate to it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean trick wise. So, like, say he's only doing a Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think normal people could probably relate to that a little more than
Yeah.
a double flip Superman, right? But then all of a sudden he nose wheelies out of it, and now you're like, like I said, it's more on a level that normal people can relate to because you could be like, oh, I could maybe see doing a Superman or maybe see doing an endo. Versus, I think people can't even relate to double flip combos.
I completely agree. Completely agree. And I'm going to take that one step further. And that Superman that you're talking about to nose wheelie, isn't that off like a 140 or
Yeah,
160-foot
yeah,
dirt jump? Huge step up, full gas, everything that he can possibly get. I probably wouldn't even jump the jump.
yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure that's the same one he flipped manuals. Seat
Yeah,
stand manual.
yeah. Like I wouldn't even jump it. Even just to jump the thing and land manual, is that itself not
Bro.
worthy of an upright best trick?
Yeah, you are 100% correct.
Is that not worthwhile?
I
Like it's
agree. Well,
fuck,
here's the thing.
it's
Who else
crazy.
is doing it? Again, we'll go to that.
Nope,
Who
nobody.
else is like, and we'll go away from Can because, like you said, there are
Yeah,
plenty of guys that if they were to take the time and put the effort in,
they will do it.
I fully believe Sheeny, Adelberg, Ronaldo, fuck
Exactly.
Javier. There's a
Yeah,
bunch of people that could figure it out, but nobody is. And
exactly.
until it became a X Games best trick, nobody's going to.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so let's move along to quarter pipe high air.
Did we even talk about who's riding?
Yeah, we did. That's
And what
how.
they're doing?
That's how. Oh no, we didn't talk about what they were doing, so we can
All
go over
right.
that.
I was going to say, because there's a little bit of news in all of that, is
Dave,
Temecula's own Dave Ronaldo. Uh,
Ronaldo, you got to put more on
so
the A.
Ronaldo.
There you
So
go.
Dave Ronaldo. So when he's finished picking grapes there in Temecula and getting ready for the wine season, actually, same kind of thing as in the south of France.
Yeah.
So that's quite helpful. He's got a broken finger right now, and he broke it 3 weeks ago in the middle of training for X Games. Um, yeah, 3 weeks old, broken finger, probably not feeling great, as in every time he'd touch the handlebars would be killing him. I don't think he's riding right now, and it's only 2 weeks away until X. Is that right? 2 weeks? Yeah,
Yeah.
23rd. So less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Um, I texted him yesterday, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to send it."
Which finger did he break? Do you know?
I think it was the middle finger. I think
That's
so.
yeah. That's kind of
It's a
weird.
pretty important one.
You're right. You have a lot, especially using your clutches or your levers. Then you're kind of holding a
Yeah,
lot with your middle.
that's like your grip
And
at that
fingers
point.
suck. You
Oh
ever
hell
broken a
yeah!
finger?
Because and it just hurts all the time, and you
It's
can't get away from
you
it.
don't realize until you hurt a finger, and then all of a sudden you're like, all day long, this
That's
sucks. I
it.
can't get into my pocket. I can't
Yeah,
write. I can't like using my spoon. Everything's a fucking pain in the ass.
that's it. Yep, exactly. It's the middle finger right on the tip. That's
Oh,
what she said.
why would she say that?
She just wanted the tip. I don't know, but um, oh, that's a bit
All
rude.
right, so the next one we got is Luke Ackerman.
Yeah. So Luke, I mean, he's fit and healthy right now. Although I do know he's been renovating his house, ripping the roof off. So he's probably been a bit busy, with summer rolling around, and we finally got good blue skies over here. He's been getting the housework done.
How much do you think he's actually working on the house, or has he hired people?
I think he's been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He sent me some pictures from like 5 o'clock in the morning of him pulling the roof off, and like where there should be the roof of a house was clear blue sky. And I was like, oh, that looks like fun. Um, so yeah,
Got
that's what Luke's been up to this summer. So whether he's been training for X Games, I do not know, but I do know he has been doing his roof. Although I will say, I went and set up his brand new big airbag landing. So he bought a 8 meter wide landing,
nice.
and we just stuck it in the middle of his training compound. And yeah, I imagine he would be using it. I know he has like the one that goes just over the dirt landing. He's had
Mm-hmm.
that for years, and he's got the foam pit. But I don't know. Maybe with that getting delivered, he's done a little bit more riding on it. We'll find out.
I don't know. He's also one that kind of keeps it quiet. Like week of, he'll drop
Very
some
quiet.
fucking videos, and that'll be it.
Yeah, Luke is very, very quiet, like leading into everything. So that'll be interesting. Rob Adelberg, I guess he's been working pretty hard. I saw some Instagram posts. He's had Pat Bowden down there at his house. So like there's a rider who should be on the list is Pat Bowden.
Yeah.
But he's been riding with Adelberg. Maybe they've been trying some new stuff, or maybe he's just been working on front flip combos. I don't know. Jo Archer. That'll be an interesting name for this competition.
And Bink. So, like we were talking about when it didn't happen, nobody saw it. Does X Games, now that a triple flip is a thing, do they make a triple flip ramp? If you're X Games, why wouldn't you? Why would you invite two guys that do triple flips and then not facilitate them doing them?
Exactly. When you have all the space in the world. Unfortunately, you've got wind, but you can go as high as you want. And if they're at a fairground, I assume they can use a little bit more space for the run up or whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no idea what ramps are going in. I do know that there have been discussions, and Harry has been very vocal about saying it's like for 20 years they've had a super kicker. Like FMX has grown after 20 years. Like we
Yeah.
need bigger ramps. So I know he's been very vocal about that. He wants to see bigger ramps. If JO's in this with Harry, this could get interesting. And it's not like Sheeny has never jumped these ramps before.
Yeah.
Like he's been all over these ramps for probably what 7 or 8 years now,
Yeah. I
running
mean,
around with mini booters.
any of those guys, right? I think, has Adelberg ridden Nitro or
I don't know.
Nitro Circus show?
I'm not sure if Adelberg's a Nitro rider, if he's jumped in on it or not.
I know Jackson has.
Yeah,
So a lot of those guys have reference with them. And again, how long do we think it's going to take for those dudes to get accustomed to this shit?
yeah.
Not very long.
No,
And then
they'll be
having
like, "Oh
more.
wow, that's easy to rotate."
Exactly. They'll be like, I have so much time to do my tricks.
Yeah, exactly. Can I manual out on my seat? I don't know. This is too easy. So yeah, I don't know. Jo and Harry. So the question with those guys is what ramps are available as to what can possibly get thrown down.
Yeah.
Um, Jo, we of course think of triple flip straight away, but he can like he's doing double backflip Cordovas like 3, 4 years ago.
Really?
In the foam, yeah, 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 yeah.
Damn.
In the foam, 3 or 4 years ago, he was doing Cordovas on a double. So
Damn.
yeah,
I want to see
that
that.
yeah, that'd
Does
be
he do the
sick.
first rotation, Cordova, and then come out of it?
I think so, yeah. I think it's a first rotation and then pull the second in.
You probably can't, but imagine somebody did a full rotation and then trick the second rotation. That would be cool.
Yeah. Uh,
Like a delayed Superman.
Do you know, like it almost probably makes a little bit more sense that you make sure you've got a good tuck on that first rotation to make sure you haven't like slowed anything
But I
down.
think the issue is probably the second rotation is all the speeding up or slowing down to land. So it's probably like easier to get your
Yeah,
trick out of the way and then try to control it. But
and then pull in.
again, that should be more points if you somebody did a delayed,
Yeah,
trick. Even a no-hander, right? You make a whole rotation and then you're like, bop, grab on before you
down
land.
to no hand lander. See you later. Fuck. Yeah, so that would be crazy. Benny Richards, the young gun who rides with Jacko Strong. Um, I was watching a lot of their YouTube videos. Jacko's been pumping some YouTube content lately, and watching Benny has been really cool. And yeah, he's a young kid. He's riding with Jacko. Maybe there'll be something new. I know he's double flip. He double flipped at X Games last year in his freestyle run. Um, and I guess Jacko, we can talk about him later, but they're playing with body variables. So maybe Benny's got something as well, or I don't know. Like for me, Benny's like a complete dark horse right now. I'm not sure what to really expect from him.
Yeah. Does he post a bunch? I don't even think I
I don't
follow
think
him.
so, really. It's almost like everything I see of Benny is through Jacko's YouTube.
That's weird that he hasn't just picked the ball up and been like, in X Games, I should at least try and like put out some content.
Maybe he has, and Instagram's algorithm has not
That's true.
decided to show it to me.
All right, so
I
our next,
can't even find him. That's how bad it is.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't think I've ever seen him on anything. He's like just only comes out for X Games in my world.
Let's see. 10 hours ago. And it was just him and Jacko doing rock solid side by side
Yeah.
and playing around. Yeah, it's just playing around videos. That's all that is.
Okay, so we went over Dave Ronaldo,
Dave
uh,
Ronaldo.
Josh Sheehan. So we know what he's,
So we've got a pretty solid idea what Sheeny will be doing.
you know, double flip combo. He's gonna do a late second flip
A
combo.
late combo
Yeah.
on the double. And again, like I'm all about his 360s. I'd love to see him throw another 360 combo, but I guess he knows it probably won't be enough to medal, so he probably won't bother doing it. But like, the best part out of X Games Japan was when Adam Jones and who else did something else that was just a bit different. Like, fuck yeah, that was sick. Like, I was actually
Yeah.
pumped on the tricks that didn't do that well because they were just different. Um, so I don't know. Like, it would be sick if Sheeny, I guess he's going to double flip, but if he threw out a 360 combo just for a laugh, like, I'd be pumped on that.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, it's crazy that we're like, oh, it doesn't have a chance to win 360 anything because still not that many people do 360s. I'll go back to
No,
that thing's been
exactly.
around for a long time, and how many people do them? Sheeny,
In in
fucking
this list right here is only two riders, and
yeah,
these are eight of the best riders in the world.
yeah. And I don't
And
think who else? Bilko.
fuck, Bilko had a mean
I
360 on
mean,
him when he wanted to throw one.
but I
It
mean,
was a good one.
he probably still does them. Who else
Yeah,
is
yeah.
still doing threes?
Tom,
Pages
yeah.
when he rides.
When
When's
he
the last
rides,
time he
exactly.
rode?
That's one of the three times in the year that he rides.
Yeah, they're just normal tricks for him.
Yeah, exactly. Who else can three?
I think you got him. That's it. Pages, Sheeny, Bilko.
Bilko.
Oh, Bowden. Does Bowden three? Or he just does huge whips?
I'm gonna say I feel like when he started, he actually got threes. Like it was a 360. And then I think he kind of morphed into like a backflip whip thing.
Got it.
I don't know. It's like it kind of changed. Yeah, it looks bigger the way he did it. Like the way he does it now looks
But
bigger.
it's not
But
conventional three on a dirt
yeah, I
bike.
feel like it's coming out of a flip. I could be wrong. I don't like being wrong, but I think, yeah, I think that's what it is. But yeah, anyway, even if that's what it is, then that's four riders. Maybe there's five or six, and maybe there's a
Yeah.
couple more that I'm just probably a little bit scattered right now and can't think of it. But yeah, there's not that many. So why is a 360 talking about the body varials? At one point, everyone kind of had to do a body varial to get in anywhere, and then everyone stopped doing it because it is hard. There is so much room for error. So now hardly anybody does a body varial. So it's like, yeah, 360s. There was a time when a few guys were stepping up and then they stopped doing it
But
because it's so fucking difficult.
exactly. And even in the heyday of 360s when they were just coming out and people were trying them,
Yeah.
who was it? Deegan, Pastrana, Nate Adams,
Feist got
Feist,
one.
won. But that's my point is that
Yeah.
that was it. It went away for the most
Yeah.
part. And now then the only people that continued were Sheeny,
Yeah.
like we said,
Bilko.
Bilko, um, Luke, and even a couple other people that did them just stopped. So
Did Scott Murray throw out a three as
he
well?
might three now that you say that.
Mm.
I think he does.
And I think he's doing it now.
Yeah, because he's got the biggest, I guess until Luke got his, the biggest airbag landing fucking ever made. And
because that's the only way Scott Murray knows how to do anything is
is
just go big.
huge. He made the
Just
biggest landing, trailer landing you've ever seen. Pulled it with a 650 fucking big ass truck.
what
It was like
all
literally
really?
like 14 feet tall. It had to have weighed 25,000 pounds. Like it was fucking gigantic.
Or like I remember because I think Sheeny came back and he said, "Fuck." He's like, Scott Murray has got the biggest trucks I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, that
exactly.
dude knows how to roll.
Yeah, he had, like I said, like a 14-foot tall landing, and
And he
then
had to drag it
fucking
with a
a
650.
650 fucking truck. He rolled up to something. I was like, holy fuck, dude. What are you,
Yeah.
factory fucking freestyle here? What's going on? How do you have all this stuff?
Oh man. Hey, did Chris Foster or somebody like that three or
He would have been a person. Um, I don't know. He was doing all kinds of crazy shit. Those
that's
flares
oh,
and
yeah. Or who's the other Canadian dude who
DeMello. Kyle DeMello. He might have threed.
sorry, maybe I was thinking of Kyle DeMello.
He's Canadian too. He may have
Yeah.
threed as well.
Yeah. But again, like I'm racking my brain right now trying to think of threes.
Yeah, not
So
very
there you
many.
go. So there you go. So
So it
Sheeny,
should
bring out a
still,
360 combo for
yeah, it
fuck's
should
sake.
be Chuck. Rate it higher.
Chuck,
Like,
come on.
come on, 360s are gnarly. You tried 360s, Chuck. You couldn't get them. Let's give them a little more oomph.
Yeah, that's it. 10 more points minimum.
All right,
And the last rider, speaking of Chuck Carruthers, the last rider, his name on this list is Jackson Strong,
and you
who
bring up
has
Chuck
who has
because
how many gold medals? And one of them in Best Trick was his own body varial called the Jack. And he's putting his flag in this year to land Chuck's trick.
the Corolla, which hasn't been landed since Chuck did it once, even. He even came back
Once.
once or twice to try twice to
Twice
try to do
after?
it. Yeah, because he landed it at X, then Summer X, came back at Winter X, crashed, and then came back the following year at Summer X crashed.
Was it Summer X or was it the World of X or
Oh, you're
something?
right. You're right. It was not. It was some kind
Yeah,
of other thing that they had going on.
yeah.
Um, But yeah, it was still
So
like an
that
X
was done in
Games.
what,
Five.
2004?
Yeah, yeah, four, because the double flip was '05,
Yeah.
which was the
No,
following
six.
year. Was it six?
Double
Then he
flips
did
was
it in
six.
'05 then.
Ah, oh five.
Because I
Oh
think it's the
shit.
year before the double flip.
Yeah. So almost 20 years and nobody has landed the Corolla since.
So,
One other person has landed something very similar,
so,
and that was the Roulette by Jay Rouenet, Tom Pages's right hand man, where he had like that twisty thing on his handlebars. He made like
hmm.
a thingy, and I think it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2011 at X Fighters, and he landed it
Yeah, and he was like
there.
straight up and down off his bars, right?
Yeah, and he was like spinning around and
So what Chuck did was out of a super can.
exactly.
So and I have the, or I can find that video again. Um, I think that the way he did it, why it was never done again, was because it's super hard.
Yeah.
If you look at the way you do a super can, right, you turn your shoulder out like that and rotate your hips.
Yeah.
The problem is then when you go to let go of your bike, you're like that. And
Yeah.
now when you're coming back into it, you're like reaching for it. Whereas what I was saying, what Caleb Moore did
With the seat grab.
was a seat grab indie.
Yeah.
And then you can kick your legs around, squeeze your legs together, tuck your arms. The other thing also is that you're now going out of your hand
Yeah.
and then into the other hand.
Yeah. So I would say the best way to talk about that is like a backflip or a front flip. A backflip, you're only really doing 270 degrees
Yeah,
of rotation. Whereas a front flip, you're doing more than 360
yeah,
because a backflip, you leave at this point
yep. And you land
and
like
then you
that.
land at that point. Whereas the front flip, you're leaving at this point, you have to go all the way around past that
Over,
point
yeah,
and then
exactly.
over. So when Chuck did the Corolla, it's like he went to the hardest thing possible
For sure.
first,
Yeah.
as the first one ever done,
But
which is even more ridiculous.
he did huge super cans.
And just went, I could turn that around.
Exactly. That's all that happened. He was like, I'm
Yeah,
so far around, I bet I could complete it.
yeah,
And he could. My personal thought is after that landing, he tried to make it too perfect and
yeah,
really look at his style and then go, I want my feet up, I want this, I want that. And I think those things just kind of, with trying to add in the extra mechanics,
yeah.
it just made it like more cumbersome to try to do.
And probably just too many steps inside of here as well.
Well,
Like,
yeah. When you start trying to add stuff, I was having this conversation the other day. If I just did the same trick over and over and over, I would get lost and then not even be able to do the trick at all. Like I'd have to do
yeah,
other tricks to try and like distract
yeah,
myself. So think if you're only working one trick in the fucking pit over and over, you probably could get lost pretty easily.
yeah, true, true. Yeah, but then he went for something so that he's done a trick that nobody else has done. And it was the first body varial ever done. And it was never done again.
Yep.
Now Jacko wants to come back and do it.
I love
And
it.
he's been working his ass off and he built that contraption, which is like squeezing his balls that tight that I guess he doesn't want to be in that contraption. But I hear you may have it.
So I actually have the video playing in the background of me,
Ah,
Scott Hanlon, and Paul Smith in Travis Pastrana's garage trying to. And this might be. Is this my. I think this is my harness. I think we set it up there. Or he had one. But I kind of think this is mine. So we were trying C-Crab Indie varials because I thought that should be easier. The other guy that actually did one was Caleb Moore on a snowmobile for Winter X, which I'm having a
yeah.
hard time following, but he actually did the exact uh, varial that I'm talking about.
You still haven't found it.
No.
On the
Oh,
second
hold on.
attempt, you
Maybe
still
this
haven't
is.
got it.
Oh no, this is Caleb more. Um, yeah, because I didn't really look in between. But let's see.
Yeah,
As difficult, I don't think. Here you go. I found it. Oh
crazy. And the cool thing is like
yeah,
2 months ago or 3 months ago, this is what I'm working on.
yeah,
I'm gonna try and land this thing and get this job done.
yeah. I agree. I think it's awesome that he called it. He claimed it. It's something that
Yeah.
basically nobody else is gonna be like, fuck it, I'm doing it. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do it.
Pulled out of the hat first and they ride first and they land it. They'd be like the most hated person in the world.
I feel like
Maybe
that
not.
happens all the time and nobody hates him.
No, I know. But I do remember Chuck was involved in something very similar with the Harley
I was
backflip.
just going to say that, dude. That's actually what I had in my head while you were talking about that. Sully did it the day before.
Solely went and got that Harley XR 1200 and sent the fucking thing.
But Chuck did it with stock suspension beefed up versus being new suspension.
Ah, pussy. Not even going to count that. Chuck
That's
didn't even ride away.
he had 4 inches
Why?
of travel. Did you see him hit the ground, dude? He's just like, da!
Boom. It's just like, whoa. He did the flip. The flip
Yeah.
part was not the problem.
No, he
The
needed to.
landing was the problem.
Yeah, he needed to take some creatine that day, do a bunch of weightlifting for that, just to be stout enough to fucking not get blown off of that fucking
I
thing.
mean, and that's probably why Sawley did that. Like, that's why he landed it. The dude is
Yeah.
absolutely
Well, that and
fucked.
suspension, I think so. Probably the
Yeah.
combo. Sully's probably fucking 20 pounds heavier of muscle than
Yeah.
Chuck is. And then also suspension. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's probably. But, I mean, Chuck was fucking perfect. He did go a bit
Yeah.
long. He went a teeny bit to the bottom, which I'm sure did not help at all. I'm sure if he had been to the
Exactly.
top, probably would have been better. But, either way, dude, these guys are gnarly. Any of that, flipping
That's
a
it.
Harley. I'm jumping a Harley now. I don't want any part of flipping it.
Yeah, you're not interested in backflips.
None at all. And I'm even like, say I fucking forgot and went at this ramp and pulled, it would just air wheelie on me. I wouldn't even do anything severe. So
Yeah, because that's how every backflip I ever did happened. I forgot what I was
just
doing. I just pulled
accidentally
back.
pulled on it.
I just
Bro.
accidentally pulled back. Yeah, because when I go for a regular old ride and I'm gonna jump in the straight line, you know what? I'm gonna just fucking
Yank on it.
give it a little bit extra and just tug at the top, and this thing's gonna just pull around.
Exactly.
Oh man. Hey, I actually need to get rocking and rolling pretty soon.
Okay, let's go through.
Let's rock and roll through
Yeah.
best whip.
Best whip. We got Tyler Berman, Matej Chezak, made it in. That's awesome. Pat Evans, which is just like a racer dude that goes in the hills and whips the shit out of it. Jared McNeil, who might as well be American as well now. Tom
He is
Parsons,
more American than most Americans.
for sure. I will agree with that. Uh, Tom Parsons, Josh Sheehan, Julian Van Stippen, Genki Watanabe, which this is an awesome fucking best whip.
That's a solid best whip. There
Bierman,
is
McNeil, Parsons, Julian, Genki, like obviously
there's
the
there's one name that you forgot. One big name.
who Colby Raha.
Okay, two names.
Now hold on, let me think.
Read that list and tell me which name should be on there.
Tyler Bierman, Mate Chezak, Patrick Evans, Jared McNeil, Tom Parsons, Josh Sheehan, Julian Van Stiffen, Genki. Who the fuck's the other big whipper that I'm forgetting?
Axel Hodges.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Axel and fucking
Colby.
Colby are not in this. Which is
And someone I was thinking of the other day, and I watched Adam Jones's new video of him with his new FMX Rampage show.
See, I want to call
Uh,
that ramp age.
yeah, I call it rampage. Is it rampage? I don't know. What does he call
Well,
it?
I think it's a ramp page, like rampage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, of course, it's rampage, and he was just trying to
I'm
fancy it
like,
all up a bit.
he's old, so it's ramp age.
Exactly. So he was playing on being the granddad FMX rider.
If he didn't
But
do that on purpose, that's still good. Anyway, get
I,
back to what you're saying.
I'm sure he did, and then he brought an even older guy in to ride a show who should be in this whip comp is Bo Bamberg.
Oh
And he did a
yeah,
and he whipped the fuck out of that new airbag that he's got. And I was just like, because I know Bamberg hates airbags. We've seen what happened
yeah,
when he was trying the Nitro one and blew out of it. And he's like, fuck this shit, not riding it.
yeah.
And then he did this show with Adam Jones. And the whip he did in this little county fair, wherever he was, I was like, that dude should still be in X Games Best Whip.
I don't think he
So
cares.
I don't think he does care.
I think if they called him, he'd be like, "Fuck off! I don't want to. I ride the whatever shows I do, and that's it."
He's like, I'm not waiting 2 hours in line to get my
Yeah,
wristband to do this. So fuck off.
yeah. He's
I'm
like,
done.
I don't even want to go to California.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. So, yeah, so that was one thing I realized because I looked at this list 2 weeks ago and Axel Hodges' name was on there,
Oh,
and
really?
now Patrick Evans's name is on there.
Huh. I
His
wonder if
name was not in.
he's just like, "Fuck it. I want to. I'm focusing on quarter pipe."
No, he's focusing on the new freestyle disciplines we've come up with.
Yeah.
He's like, you know
Flatland.
what? I'm just backflipping and manualing out.
I guess so. But this is even with minus those two guys, which is a
This is
bummer.
huge.
It's still huge. Tyler, uh, Chezak, Patrick. I've seen him. I don't really. I've seen some videos, but I don't really know. You know what I mean? But
Same. Yeah,
Jared McNeil, obviously. Tom Parsons, obviously. He's been out in the hills, fucking just turning them upside down.
that's it.
I think your main players, Genki, Van Stippen, Parsons, McNeil, Bierman. I think those are your
I Yeah, for sure.
because they're
For
like the
sure.
guys that are getting like fully backwards or like fully upside down. And
That's
not to
it.
talk shit about anybody else, you know what I mean? Like uh Sheehan,
I
Chezak, those guys are still whipping the fucking dog shit out of it. I just think that
that's
those
it.
other guys are like just have that little bit extra.
That's it, exactly. So I know like Patrick is more like the free rider
Yeah,
dude in this. Obviously Parsons as well. Like fuck, the last couple of weeks, the videos Parsons has been putting up
bro.
have just been awesome. Um,
Huge natural stuff, and he's just
yeah,
fucking
snotty jumps here,
yeah,
there, like set up jumps in the way, and he's just like turning it up like nobody's
yeah,
business. It's ridiculous. So I guess Patrick's like kind of in that
yeah,
kind of mode. And I guess if people don't know who Matej Čezak is, that's how you say his name. He's a young kid from the Czech Republic, and he has won every best whip comp at Night of the Jumps this year, except one when his bike blew up. Like he had a KTM with a 300 kit on it
which he should
on
have
the two
won because
stroke.
that was
He
awesome.
would, yeah, he should have won that event, and then he just blew his bike up before the final, and so I think out of 4 events so far, he has won three,
Yeah,
and there's one to go. So he could have almost had like a clean sweep for Night of the Jumps best whips. So that's probably why he's there. But yeah, I mean, Jared McNeil, I was surprised last year that Jared was bumped out quite soon in the best whip comp. And that dude has got one of the biggest whips
yeah,
ever, ever, ever. And then Julian Van Stippen
yeah,
just went ridiculous.
yeah,
So I would say last year Julian won it on the 120 ramp. If they've got a 120 ramp again and he sends it like that, it's I don't see anybody keeping up with that.
Problem is, you know who's not afraid to go big and whip the shit out of it? Parsons.
True.
I think you
And
get
now they know what Julian's got.
I think you get a bigger gap like that, and I think you
Ah,
have a
true.
real issue with Parsons.
That's true. That's true.
I think regular gaps, whatever, but I think you go really big, and I think
Yeah,
Tom has an advantage there because he doesn't give a fuck about going big, and he will still
yeah,
whip it like he
yeah.
whipped them. There's a video of him doing hitting this jump in Bakersfield. It's 150. I jumped it, barely even jumped it. Right? He fucking got upside down on it, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
just calm down, save some pussy for the rest of us, bro.
That's it. Hey, speaking of old guys, yeah. And like, how old is he?
I,
40 something?
he's gotta be close. I bet he's late 30s.
I'm 38 this
I
year,
bet
and he
he's
has to
around
be
your
older
age.
than me. He's got to be older than I am
I'm
by a couple of
43.
years.
I don't know that he's my age. I think he's a couple
Fuck.
years younger than me.
Well, he
And
looks like
I
he's had a
don't
hard
even know
life then.
that, to tell you the truth, but it's
He's
just
had a tough life. I thought
from
he was
being
older.
around him. He's from Florida. The sun is terrible.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's affecting his skin. Need to go get a melanoma check, maybe. Um, yeah, so best whip looks awesome. I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one.
All right, and
And yeah,
uh,
exactly.
our
Let's
final
have a
event is the quarter pipe high air, where you again have Tyler Bierman, Corey Creed, Cole Denny, Patrick Evans. There you go. Maybe he was already there for quarter, and then when Axel says he didn't want to be, who is not on this fucking list? Jared
That
McNeil,
was the
Colby
moment I
Raha.
was waiting for to see your face when you just went, Axel's name's not on this
What the
list.
fuck is going on here? He didn't
Now
want to
you
get
now
beat.
you know where my mind has been the last 24 hours because
Yeah,
I
what are you
knew this.
filming, Axel?
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe he
Because
just doesn't want to get beat by Colby Raha again?
maybe.
I mean, you already lost in your backyard to him twice. Like,
Yeah, it's no worse going to Ventura
and now
County
you
Fair.
have plausible deniability. It's not my yard.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's
And I hate
really
to win.
weird, dude.
Yeah. So you've got six riders here. I've never seen Patrick Evans on a quarter pipe, but again, he's a free rider. I'm sure he's got the skills to get that thing working. And Axel's name is not on the list,
For X
yet two
Games at
weeks
all.
ago it was.
I
So
wonder if
he's
he's hurt.
I just saw a video yesterday that he put up that he went riding, he went racing and he pulled a hole shot.
Okay, so maybe he's got so much monster money he doesn't give a shit about X Games.
Hey, and this is what happens. You just get too big for your boots and you're like, no, I don't even need to be stressing about this stuff
Yeah.
anymore.
That's a
So there we
that's
go.
that so this at least there's only 6 people, but 4 of them are American and there's 2 Australians. So we've kind of changed the tides in quarter pipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do we
And
think's
I'm
gonna win? Raha again. He just doesn't give a fuck.
hang on though, hang
Creed,
on. Corey Creed could be. I mean, the dude centered on Nitro.
yeah, you're right.
He, I think
Was he
that's the
not at
record.
X Games last year?
No, I think he got injured like a week
Oh, okay.
before.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah. So he got injured a week before, and I think he has the record for the biggest ever was on the Nitro quarter pipe, which is way, way bigger than X Games.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he won X Games in that same year. So he won Nitro
Mm.
and he won X Games,
And then he got hurt, and that's
and then
why.
he got hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now he's coming back. And man, did you see the video of his crash like only a month or two ago? He's got this crazy looking training setup at home in Australia. And it looks like it's all like scaffolding and steel and timber and whatever. And that's what he's riding on daily. And you know, like how, like he's basically just gone straight up and straight down. He came so far straight down that he threw the bike and he just made the landing, and the bike either maybe touched it and then fell to the side. So I can't remember who was it last year. Was it Colby or maybe it was Cole Denny when he almost landed on the brickwork at Axel Hodges' house?
Yeah, came up
If
like
if
short.
yeah, if Corey Creed was there, that's where he probably would have landed. That was the same kind of crash. I don't know if you found it, uh,
For some
but
reason,
it
all of a
was
sudden it's making me sign into fucking Instagram.
exactly what it wants you to do.
No,
Just
not
a
sign. I was already logged in. I don't understand how all of a sudden I'm not fucking logged in now.
God damn it! I'm thinking of Corey Creed and I'm typing in Colby's name on my phone. Oh, what an amateur. Um,
Dude,
uh, it's going to be too hard for me to find this crash.
hold
But
on.
anyway, if you find it,
I was on his page. I think it's like the third video.
it is it is ridiculous. So yeah, I mean,
Messages.
so that's six riders who are gnarly. Cole Denny, who got the invite last year and sent it as one of the rookies. Patrick Evans, let's see what he does as a rookie. And there's another rookie's name who was not on this list and got a bronze medal last year.
Who's that?
The Spaniard, the little Navas
Oh,
Petite,
yeah.
Guillaume Navas. So he's not on the list either. So I have no idea where Guillaume Navas is right now. He's like lost.
Well, I just. Oh, this is 2022. March 13th, 2022. Corey Creed, world first alley oop knack.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
Bruh.
that was last year when he was throwing all the dumb stuff, like the cool stuff.
I just saw a
No,
video, but I didn't see him. I think I know what you're talking about. He misses. He comes up short, like lands next to the fucking thing.
yeah, exactly.
What is with his landing? With like, he's
I
got
have
those
no idea.
safeties, but then there's like gaps in between them.
Make it look badass. I don't know. Like
That looks
it's like
scary, dude. Because then if you land it up on the top, you're just in between one of those fucking
oh,
things.
fuck. I don't know. It's like Brian Deegan with spikes on his shoulder. I don't know. It seems just as ridiculous.
How do we make this
Like,
more dangerous?
yeah, exactly.
I had people ask me that one time, and I was like, well, it's windy as shit, and you guys are already driving a helicopter over top of us. I mean, like, we could put some sharks in the middle or something if you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's it. Jump over a heli,
Yeah, I know.
whatever
There's
you
not
want to
very much
do.
more things we could do to make it more dangerous, but it's fine. Um, I
I
cannot find
can't
his
find the
crash.
crash.
He must
Nah,
have taken it down
but
or something.
it was probably,
A
I don't
story.
know, I'm gonna say like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And he's on a Honda now?
Was it a Honda?
Is,
Oh, I think it is.
it looks like it.
Yeah, Honda. Okay.
What was he on
All right.
before? A Husky?
Um,
I think he was on a Husky.
yeah, Husky or Gas or something. Might have been a Gas.
Where
I don't
is
know.
this crash? Damn it.
Maybe it's not on there. But anyway, so yeah,
Anyway,
that's X Games Moto for 2023.
yeah. So
Um,
I'm most excited. Well, I'm most excited for Quarter Pipe and Best Whip.
yeah,
I think that those two are going to be very exciting. I mean, I think Best Trick, obviously, Best Trick is great as well. But I think that we're kind of at a point where we kind of know what people are going to do. And obviously, in Best Whip and Quarter Pipe, you know what they're going to do. But it's more of like a direct, it's even just more of a direct contest, right? Like
yeah,
when they had the gauge of see who could get most upside down, which I like the best because you could actually see how much axis they changed or whatever.
yeah,
And, quarter pipe high air is just blatantly they need to go higher. So I think that as far
yeah,
as things for the public to watch, those are kind of the best because they're kind of the most self-explanatory, whereas you're not getting into debates of whether this trick should have beat that trick or Axel Hodge's backflip to manual is better or whatever.
That's it. We don't have to worry about it because he's not even on the
Yeah.
list,
All right,
which is
people,
crazy.
leave your. Steve's got to go to a fucking picnic
Party.
on Monday,
Birthday
Tuesday,
birthday party picnic, but it's at 5 o'clock. So
on
it
a
sounds like
Tuesday.
it's I don't know if that's like a German like trying to undersell that you're just gonna get hammered drunk drinking beers anyway in the hot sun because it's like 30, I think it's 34 or 35 degrees Celsius today, which is about
I
100,
was gonna say,
almost 100 Fahrenheit.
yikes.
So they said picnic, but I know what's gonna be happening.
You better turn up your beer consumption for that kind of heat.
Got to stay hydrated,
That's
man.
right.
Got to stay hydrated. It's all about safety.
That's right. All right, everybody, leave your comments. What do you think? Who's gonna win? Does Axel Hodges flip to manual qualify as best trick? Should that be in there? Uh, I think so. But let us know what you guys think. And that's it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tag you on YouTube. That's fine. We'll do it now. All right,
You'll find me.
everybody. Thanks for watching. If you made it through 100 minutes. An hour and 12 minutes.
Ba-ba-ba-boo. Oh, someone turned the fuel off on that one.
I ran out of coffee a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. Awesome.
All right, everybody.